Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As I said for last video, today we're gonna cover some revision questions or final year exam questions for inverse functions. Okay, this question is taken from 2016. Okay, exam 1 again. And hopefully you guys still remember the logarithm and exponential functions, which was covered in year 11 and also will be covered in term 1. Chapter 5, okay? So let's look at the question and please pause the video and try by yourself. Then let's do it together, okay? Now look at the question. The domain is over here, negative infinity to 0, pretty important. Okay, let's make a star over here. And the relationship, again, pretty important. Okay, another star. So the first, find the rule for k, the power of inverse 1, okay? This one never means, okay, it's not mean this, okay? I know x negative power 1 equals 1 over x, but inside, for this case, it means the inverse function, okay? Don't directly write the answer like this, okay? This is wrong, okay? Make sure you take the inverse functions. Now, for this y equals to log e x squared plus 1, okay? Switch x equals log e y squared plus 1, okay? So for this part, I can directly write like this. And some students might be confused why this is the case, okay? So if we look at chapter 5, and we have one of the formulas states that a log ax will give us the x, okay? So for this case, for both sides, actually I was doing take the power of e for both sides, okay? It's y squared plus 1. So the overall, the right hand side become y squared plus 1, okay? That's why I can write this step directly, okay? So next part is e to the x minus 1 equals y squared. So my y equals plus minus square root of e to the x minus 1. Okay, now the question becomes, which one should I take? Should I take the y equals square root of ex minus 1? Or should I take y equals negative to the e to the power of x minus 1? Okay, this is the tricky because some students are gonna randomly pick or they like the positive things because you guys are always positive. So you just take the top one. But for this one, we have to check the domain, okay? Remember the original function domain is our inverse function range. So our inverse function, the y value, must be less than or equal to 0. But look at this guy. Square root always gave us non-negative things. So we need to get rid of this one. So the final answer for this part is y equals negative square root e to the power of x minus 1. Okay, this is the function we have. And again, next one, it asks us to state the domain and range. So range is already gave us negative infinity to 0. We got it for free. And for next part, we want the domain of our inverse functions. You're going to say, sir, this is a bit hard to see, but we can look at over here, okay? Because our inside of the logarithm is x squared plus 1. Okay, let's draw the x squared plus 1 graph. X is 1, x squared plus 1 is going to be look like this one, okay? 0, 1. And again, our x value can only take negative infinity to 0, so we only have the left part, okay, which is the green part. Get rid of the red one. So because this value is from 0 to infinity, okay? Sorry, for x squared plus 1, the inside the brackets is from 1 to infinity. Make sense? So for logarithm, log e, y equals log e x, which means this inside the value can only take 0 to infinity, okay? Let's write things like this one. So log e x squared plus 1 is greater than or equal to log e 0 plus 1, and is equals to log e 1, which is 0. So which means it's the same thing as I'm drawing here. So for this case, our range is 0 to infinity, and corresponding to our inverse function domain is 0 to infinity. This one is the domain, and this one is our inverse function range. Okay, this is the whole step or the logical behind these types of questions. Let's look at some comment over here. Okay, just emphasize one point here. So the answer, this one is correct, and this one, the square root should be larger, and this square root should be larger as well. Okay, so this one is correct. And only 16% of students got this one correct. It's because domain and the range consideration. Okay, most of students get this one correct, but they accidentally take the negative, sorry, take the positive in this case, which we should take the negative, okay? Because you did this one wrong, so next question, not a lot of students get this one correct as well. So let's see the answer, domain and range, okay? And let's keep going for next question, okay? Oops, sorry. For this one, it's taken from 2018, okay? 2018 math method, again, exam 1. Again, please pause the videos and try by yourselves. And after this, we will go through these questions together, okay? Okay, now for this one, again, look at questions, domain gives us, and this is our original function. Then we want to find the rule and domain. Okay, so two things. The f inverse x is and the domain of this guy. Okay, so two things. Make sure you write both. Okay, let's draw the graph first. This one, hopefully you guys remember, is truncus. So without any restriction for the domain, my graph gonna be looks like just randomly, just sketch like this one and this. We get both sides, okay? But because our domain is 2 to the infinity, that's why we only have the red branch, the red one. So get rid of this one. This is all the things we have, all the graph, okay? Then it becomes like clearly one-to-one function. That's why it has the inverse, okay? Now y equals y 1 over x minus 2 square. Okay, again, switch x and y. So x equal to 1 over y minus 2 square. So we rearrange this formula, both sides with times y minus 2 square becomes y minus 2 square times x becomes 1. And then both sides divided by x become y minus 2 square equals 1 over x. Okay, then again square root for both sides, y minus 2 equals plus minus square root of 1 over x. So again, y equals 2 plus 1 over x, or y equals to 2 minus square root 1 over x. Okay? Now again, we need to figure out which one should we take. Again, look at the range. I mean, the inverse function range, which corresponding to the original function's domain. Look at this guy. The domain take 2 to the infinity, which means in our case here, it's greater than or equal to 2, right? And we also know the square root of something always non-negative. So this one will be always greater than or equal to 2. But this one will always be less than or equal to 2 because this thing is greater than or equal to 0. 2 minus something positive or non-negative always going to be less than itself. Okay? That's why the f inverse function should be 2 plus square root of 1 over x. Okay? And again, look at the domain of inverse function, but we can use the range of original function. That's why I'm drawing the graph long time ago. Okay, over here, we can clearly see the black one or the red black one is from y value from 0 until infinity. So the range of original function is 0 to infinity. Our domain for our inverse function is going to be 0 to infinity. Okay, that's all done here. So let's look at some report. Again, it's saying that students appear to manage this question confidently, which is pretty good, but some of you guys, did not handle the algebra correctly. So you made some silly mistakes. That's why you didn't get really good marks. That's why it's only less than 50% of students get full marks for this type of questions. So again, let's emphasize our steps. Switch x and y and makes y be the subject again. If we want to find the domain of inverse function, we go find the range of fx. Okay, if we find the range of our inverse function, we go find our domain of fx. Okay, hopefully these two questions help you guys to practice the inverse functions. And for the next videos, we're going to keep going. So next part would be the power functions. And then we're going to finish the chapter 1. So after the next videos, we're going to move on to the chapter 2, I suppose. And just tell me how you guys think. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and click the like button. And you want to discuss anything or you want to write your comment, just leave the comment below under the videos. Okay, thanks for your time, guys, and I see you guys next videos. Bye bye.